Hello everyone, welcome back to Mohana Astrology. Rajshri here. Today I'm going to talk about Jupiter's Mahadasha. This is a much requested video and I'm so sorry that I took so long to come up with this, but here it is. Today's discussion is about Dev Guru Jupiter's Mahadasha and how this Mahadasha is going to manifest for all of us. Jupiter's Mahadasha lasts for 16 years. It's a long time in someone's life. And if you're getting this Mahadasha in your life, particularly when you are young, when you are building up on your education, when you are learning things, and just about to enter your professional life, this Mahadasha can actually give you a lot of benefit. Now, Jupiter is the planet of auspiciousness. It's the planet of knowledge and brings positivity, optimism in your life. Jupiter also brings growth in your life. So all these put together, Jupiter is the number one benefic planet in the whole planetary system. That's why Jupiter is equated with overall prosperity in life. Now, if Jupiter is a good planet for your ascendant lord, it's a friendly planet for your ascendant lord, then Jupiter's Mahadasha brings all that you can hope for and all that I just now mentioned. Let us first see how Rishi Parashara describes this Mahadasha. Rishi said that if Jupiter is exalted in the birth chart, that is in Cancer sign, or if Jupiter is in Mool Trikon sign, that's in the sign of Sagittarius, or in the own sign, that's in Pisces, the result of Jupiter's Mahadasha will be excellent. He also said that if Jupiter is placed in the Kendra houses, or in the Trikon houses, that's in 1, 4, 7, 10, or in 1, 5, 9. These are very auspicious placements for Jupiter for giving good results. And he also mentions that the 11th house placement of Jupiter is also very beneficial. The 11th house is the house of gains, it's the house of networking, it's the house of all kinds of materialistic growth. So Jupiter being there ensures all of these things to you. Next, Rishi Parashara mentions that if Jupiter is exalted in the Navamsha, that's your D9 chart, that Jupiter is also going to give excellent results in the Mahadasha. So Jupiter is anyway a benefic planet, and if in your birth chart these conditions are fulfilled, then you are going to get a wonderful Jupiter's Mahadasha, a Mahadasha which is ensuring growth, prosperity, optimism, and overall happiness in your life. Now, to be specific, to be precise, what are these good results? These good results are acquiring knowledge. So you'll be learning a lot. If you're studying, if you're in your student phase, you are going to excel in your studies. You're going to do the higher studies, the PhD. So a Jupiter's Mahadasha during your student life is going to help you to achieve a lot. Jupiter's Mahadasha also ensures gain of authority. So you have started working during this Mahadasha and Jupiter is placed well, you can expect great promotions, you can expect great upliftment in your career. Benefit from the government or the management can come to you. Next comes getting married. Jupiter for women signifies the husband. Jupiter for everyone signifies the child. So you can get married, you can have children during this Mahadasha. It's not that other Mahadashas are not going to give these things, but Jupiter's Mahadasha kind of ensures bringing children in your life. So next comes gain of vehicles, gain of real estate, that is, building your own house, buying your very first car. These things Jupiter blesses you with, and an inclination towards good deeds, towards God, towards pious things, towards charity. These are also seen in the in the person who is running Jupiter's Mahadasha. People become quite righteous during this phase, and if Jupiter is placed well in the trines, there is a very high possibility that you are going to find a self-realized spiritual guru during this Mahadasha. In the natural chart, that's in the Kalpurush Kundali, Jupiter is the lord of the 9th house and 12th house. So if Jupiter is your ascendant lord's friend, foreign travel, foreign relocation, long distance travel, travel for education, for higher education, travel for religious purposes, that's pilgrimages. These are strong possibilities during this phase. And a foreign relocation can happen as well. Now, as per Jyotish, foreign does not always mean that you are going to move overseas to a different country. Foreign means a place that is far away from your own birthplace, from the place where you are living, and where the culture of people, where the food of people, the living style of the people is different from what you have been practicing in your birthplace. So it's very much possible that during this phase, if you're running Jupiter's Mahadasha, you can have a transfer from Delhi to Chennai or from Chennai to Jalandhar. And for some of you, actual foreign relocation is also possible, particularly if there is any influence of Rahu on this Jupiter. Like Jupiter is influenced by Rahu, or Jupiter is sitting in Rahu's nakshatras, or Rahu has some kind of connection with the 9th or the 12th or the 4th house of your birth chart. So then Jupiter's Mahadasha can bring foreign relocation as well. Let's now discuss what happens when Jupiter is not a friend of your ascendant lord, or Jupiter is placed in difficult houses like 6, 8 or 12th houses, or Jupiter is afflicted in the chart. Now by affliction, what I mean is it can be influenced by other malefic planets, it can be debilitated in the chart, it can be combust in the chart, or it can also be placed in a difficult position in your Navamsha chart. So let's find out what happens then. Now Rishi Parashara says certain things which were considered not so auspicious during those times, but in current context it's not that bad. Rishi says that a malefic Jupiter can make you relocate from your hometown, from your own house. Now, at the worst, what can happen is, if Jupiter is really badly afflicted, that you lose your house. You have to move out from your own house or from your family. At the best, what can happen is, if you're trying to sell your property, it can get sold, and then you relocate to a different place of your own choice. Now, one thing that happens is some lack of optimism and some lack of positivity is also felt during malefic Jupiter's Mahadasha, and it can bring some kind of mental anxiety in you, some sort of unfounded fear in one's psyche. Your father's health can cause trouble. There may be some kind of difficulties with your children. It may come as, difficulty in conception. It may come as, poor health of your children or their performance, or your differences with your children, which can give you some kind of mental agony or trauma. So these are the results of a malefic Jupiter's Mahadasha. Now, all is not bad. Rishi Parashara says the first 1/3 of such Mahadasha will bring difficulties in life, but gradually things will settle, and as the time progresses, the last phase of a malefic Jupiter's Mahadasha can bring prosperity and stability in life. Now here I have a different view. I myself have gone through Jupiter's Mahadasha in my prime time, and whatever has been discussed in the textbooks, in the classic books, have all come true for me. But what I have found is the last phase of the Jupiter's Mahadasha, as the time grows, difficulties actually increased. It was actually preparing me to face the next Mahadasha of Saturn. I'll come to that part, my own experience, a little later. But before that, what I would like to mention here is, no matter where Jupiter is placed in your chart, whether it's a benefic planet for you or a malefic planet for you, Jupiter has its own benefic significance, and it's not going to lose that. So you are going to get some kind of good results during this Mahadasha. And Jupiter's aspects, they are always positive. So wherever Jupiter is aspecting during his Mahadasha, is going to flourish those areas of your life. So some beneficial results are 100% guaranteed during Jupiter's Mahadasha, and there is no doubt about it. Everybody experiences that. Now, the overall agenda of Jupiter in your birth chart during his Mahadasha needs to be assessed from Jupiter's placement in your birth chart, from the nakshatra where the Jupiter is sitting, from the aspects that Jupiter is receiving on himself, and by seeing the D9 chart, the Navamsha chart. Now, Jupiter can bestow the natural goodness because it's a naturally best benefic planet. But at the same time, Jupiter can also bring huge transformation in your life if particularly Jupiter is the lord of your 8th house or sitting in your 8th house or in 12th house. So huge transformation can come. Now, Jupiter can also bring surgery, hospitalization, sudden events like injuries, accidents as well. Jupiter during his Mahadasha can bring some incurable disease in your body, or there can be certain kinds of growth in your body like tumors, because Jupiter always expands. Jupiter also expands our cells. Now, one way to see how Jupiter's results are going to manifest during the Mahadasha is to see which nakshatra Jupiter is sitting in. Say for example, Jupiter is in your 8th house but is placed in your Sampattara. So the result will be, you will gain money, you will gain financially through some family setbacks, maybe due to somebody's death, or there can be a good amount of insurance money coming to you after you claim insurance. So this can be because of your surgery, can be because of some kind of injury. So you pay a price, but the good results also come because it's sitting in the Sampattara, although Jupiter is functionally not good for you. So both results are being seen here. Now we know that various antardashas come during any Mahadasha, and in Jupiter's Mahadasha as well we get various antardashas of other planets, and the overall agenda of Jupiter in your chart gets manifested by those planets. Some of them will be in sync with Jupiter, and then you will get the good results. Not only the good results, but the results that Jupiter is promising in your chart. And then there will be the planets which are not in sync with Jupiter, rather, hold enmity with Jupiter. So they will not let Jupiter's agenda manifest in your life during those temporary phases. Now in this, there are a few phases which needs mentioning. One is Jupiter Ketu. Now Jupiter and Ketu, that is Jupiter's Mahadasha, Ketu antardasha. Now this can be materialistically not that great, but it's spiritually highly uplifting phase. Whether you are going to harness the energy positively or not will completely depend on how Ketu is placed in your chart. Whether the vibe of your own chart is more spiritual or more materialistic. Secondly, Jupiter-Venus phase, that is Jupiter's Mahadasha, Venus is antardasha. Now, Jupiter, both are gurus. Jupiter is Dev Guru and Venus is Daitya Guru, Shukracharya. But their agendas are different. So there is a conflict in the ideology on how things should be done, how life should be led, and how your approach should be towards the world. Jupiter says go for sattvic things, and Venus says go for materialistic things. So there is a ideological conflict. Now, whichever relationship Venus represents in your chart, there will be conflict with that person, ideological conflict with that person during this phase. Then comes the most difficult phase of Jupiter's Mahadasha, that is Jupiter's Mahadasha, Rahu's Antardasha. Jupiter and Rahu, they are polar opposites. Jupiter is pure sattvic, Rahu is pure malefic, tamasic. So the way people start thinking during this phase is highly conflicting. The decisions that people make during Jupiter Rahu phase always create trouble later in life, and that reflects in the next Mahadasha of Saturn. And Saturn is not this soft-spoken philosophical consultant like Jupiter. Saturn is the taskmaster and shows the reality of everything. So when you take wrong decisions, the next phase of Saturn, that is 19 years long, is going to show you the reality of such decisions. So be very careful what you decide during Jupiter's Mahadasha and Rahu's Antardasha. And almost without failure, people tend to take some wrong decision or the other. Some error in judgment happens during this time. Now I'll come to another example of Jupiter's Mahadasha. I'll take the example of Cancer ascendant. Now we know that Jupiter gets exalted in Cancer. Now for Cancer ascendant people, strangely Jupiter is the 6th lord. Jupiter is the 9th lord as well, also 6th lord, and the Mool frequent signs sits in the 6th house. So for Cancer ascendants, during Jupiter's Mahadasha, if Jupiter is sitting in the ascendant, expect fortune, expect long distance travel, but along with that also expect constant bugging of health issues. You can take large amount of loans which can become difficult to manage later on. There can be litigations. Everything that the 6th house denotes everything that the sixth house promises will also come in abundance in your life. If you're Cancer ascendant, Jupiter is sitting in your sign and you are running Jupiter's Mahadasha. Now, here is a twist. If you are a doctor, if you are a lawyer, if you are an arbitrator, or dealing in the loan department, debt department of any company, any financial institute, things are going to be great for you during this Mahadasha, because you are utilizing the significations of the sixth house in a positive manner, in a constructive manner, and being the ninth house lord as well, Jupiter is bestowing all the fortune coming out of sixth house on you. How wonderful is that? Now I'm coming to my own experience of Jupiter's Mahadasha, and it's a textbook example of Jupiter's Mahadasha that has been laid out in the classics. When my Jupiter's Mahadasha started, within a month's time, I got spiritually initiated. I completed my MBA. Again, you know, my specialization was dual specialization. One of them was finance. Then I got married. I had my child, had my own house and car. Professionally, Jupiter's Mahadasha had been wonderful for me. It felt like, you know, whatever I touched, I had always been a self-employed person, barring just 1 year in the beginning. And it felt like whatever I touched, opportunities just turned into gold. It was as if the God was putting me in the right place at the right time and in contact with the right kind of people to make things happen. Now, did the entire 16-year pass like this? Not at all, no. There were disturbances, there were disappointments, trauma came, and difficult situations popped up as well. But Jupiter, being Jupiter and a benefic planet for me, had always supplied me with this unending source of optimism and positivity to deal with all the difficult situations in my life. And this is one unmistakable trait of Jupiter's Mahadasha. Everybody experiences it, whoever goes through it, that they are always hopeful that things will be all right. You know, if Jupiter is a benefic planet, it's the optimism part that comes out. If Jupiter is not a benefic planet, then a facade of optimism, a facade of hopefulness stays in front of the person, that things will be all right. Whether it will be or not, that's a different thing. But they are always hopeful that yes, I can wade through this difficult situation, and that's not a bad thing at all. So if you are going through Jupiter's Mahadasha, you will experience the results that I have mentioned just now in this discussion, and know always that there will always be a divine blessing, a divine backing behind you to take you to the right path. And with that note, I would like to conclude this discussion on Jupiter's Mahadasha. I hope you found this informative. I hope that the examples that I drew from my own life and also from lives of people who have gone through Jupiter's Mahadasha is going to help you to understand how it works in real life. And if you are going through Jupiter's Mahadasha, if you have gone through Jupiter's Mahadasha, let me know in the comment section what you experienced, whether it's resonating with what I discussed just now. And with that, I'd like to say bye for now. May God bless us all. Thank you so much.